So today, this is a live editing of Vulnerable Adult about the protections questionnaire. So we started with DVPO and we have added some questions for vulnerable adult. And so this is just a review. So I've opened the petition and protection order, temporary order. So this is the petition on one tab, temporary order, so I can reference them together because the petition and temporary order for a case type are generally very similar. So many questions are the same. Sometimes some wordings are different, but the main idea is behind the same. Or sometimes there is like additional questions or missing questions in the temporary order from the petition. What we've seen is petition is more complete and comprehensive. And then this is the questionnaire for the vulnerable adult. So just looking at the vulnerable adult petition, we see that over here, the first one is identification of the petitioner. The second one is about relationship. The third one is describing the basic nature of the vulnerable adult, why they qualify. Fourth is where does the vulnerable adult live in? And then some overrides for address, question number 5. And then the filer's relationship to the vulnerable adult. 7, do you know any person who is claimed to be a guardian? 8, other court cases. And then there's a table on protections, and then restrain the respondent from committing or threatening to commit physical harm. Acts of abandonment, abuse, personal exploitation, exclude the respondent from the residence. And so we see a bunch of protections, and then any request for temporary, whether it's an emergency order, and then law enforcement agencies, a note for them. And so this is just to give a general idea. Now we'll go back to we'll go to the temporary order, and we see a similar identification of petitioner, respondent, some attributes about the respondent, and then we see a duplication of protections and notes for the law enforcement agencies. So basically, it's identification of petitioner, respondent, filer, and then protections, right? That's the main structure. And now if we look at our questionnaire, we have done how are you related, we're doing that. How are you related to that person? Questions about vulnerable adult, whether they live in the county. Do you know any person who claims to be a guardian? We saw that question. And then we see protections, restraint from committing physical harm, abuse, abandonment, exploitation, exclude and prohibit respondent. Let's see if this one is there. Yeah, so this is prohibit the respondent from. So in this case, yeah, we have the exclude and prohibit the respondent. So we have covered that. I think one question is, should they be separate in this case, in case they don't live together, because exclude would mean if they live together or not. Counting vulnerable adult, transfer. So these are all vulnerable adult protections. Is there a fee-related question? Let's see. Yeah, require the respondent to pay fees. Should an emergency exists? Any other protections? So that we saw that section. So this one, subject to any court order visitation, this should be going away. Now, it seems from question number 17, as we can see, there is no discussion of minors in the protection order. So in the petition and the temporary order, so they should go away. And we'll end this video now, and we'll continue from here in the next video.